First Friday is more than a festival and a day, it's a rhythm to my life and my creativity. It is so fundamental to my practice now, it's hard to separate my art and First Friday. To have that opportunity to consistently show my work on a monthly basis has been extremely important to me. My name's Izaac Zevalking. My pseudonym, or the art name that people know me by, is Recycled Propaganda. I do a lot of thought-provoking, socio-cultural type artwork, anywhere from sort of sticker stuff to clothing to murals and the original stuff you see behind me. I've been in Vegas since 2012. I've been doing art since 2013, and I've been doing First Friday since 2013. So it's almost been 10 years of consecutive First Fridays without missing one, which is fun. First Friday is more than a festival and a day, it's a rhythm to my life and my creativity. It is so fundamental to my practice now, it's hard to separate my art and First Friday. It gives a consistent and regular opportunity, an expected opportunity at this point after 10 years, for people to come and look at my work. So then it provides a good onus or rhythm for me to continually create work. And I love creating, I have a very busy mind and very busy hands, so to have that opportunity to consistently show my work on a monthly basis has been extremely important to me. Not only in gaining notoriety and its success, but honing my actual craft and artwork. So I moved here in March 2012, and then I started doing First Friday about a year later. I wanted to do artwork, on clothes. I had sort of designs in mind, and I'd been coming to First Friday before, not as an artist, actually bartending. There was a place called the Box Office on Casino Centre. So literally from England, 1 or 2 months fresh from moving here, I was bartending over there on First Friday. So I had kind of a baptism of fire for First Friday, but it taught me that it was the night to be down here, and it was a night where, you know, movers and shakers and cultural people are in the vicinity. And this was pre me having real ambitions to do art, or specifically to do something like this. So it was inseparable from my experience with Vegas from the get-go. Because I think if you're from elsewhere and you expect art and culture and you come to Vegas, you're not necessarily disappointed, you're just kind of confused. And I think it gave me an instant home to somewhere of like-minded people, and a lot of transplants as well. It's been a crazy 10 years. I didn't foresee this neighborhood even looking like this 10 years ago. No, I didn't really think I would have a gallery like this. And it is a success story, and I've loved every part of it. It wasn't necessarily a good thing I had to open the gallery. I opened the gallery 4 years ago, and at that time this neighborhood still wasn't really regularly trafficked other than on First Friday. And obviously doing First Friday all those years made me very familiar and comfortable with being in this area. But I only really decided to get the brick and mortar because of lack of galleries and opportunities in the valley. So I wanted a way to regularly represent myself that extended beyond just a single day that is First Friday. I dabbled with a few other places and then finally kind of landed on this. I think First Friday gave me that regularity and definitely opened my eyes to the ability to sell my work. If it wasn't for that example, I wouldn't have had the faith to open this place, you know, because that gave me a real good insight into the kind of people that are in the community, I think. We've been here, it will be 4 years in December, and I was approached by the landlord actually at Downtown Summerlin Art Festival. So I was kind of more on the circuit doing First Friday, but doing a lot of other events. This is pre-COVID. And he approached me saying, would you be interested in brick and mortar? And I said, sure, like I'll go have a look at it, but I'm an artist, I don't have much money, FYI. Luckily, my landlord, who owns like this stretch of 4 properties, is really into art and has a good vision for the arts district. So we were able to sort of make a little subsidized deal, so a little bit of a reduced rent rate. So that's initially sort of what got me in, was my landlord's willingness to sort of see the vision and exploit me for some of my talents versus the lack of money that I had. The reservation from my perspective was how big the space was. So before it was a gallery, it was a vape shop, and there was a counter here pretty much. And the next room, he tried to do a lounge, but by the time I moved in, he was living here and had his bed and couch, and there's a shower and stuff. So I was happy with the idea of having a recycled propaganda store in like this front area, but the other 2 rooms and the back space was sort of just like a little much for me at the beginning. I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with these, how I'm gonna approach it. I started showing like outside artists in the next space, and that kind of snowballed and became a regular thing. And now the heartbeat of the shows here, more so than my work, because my stuff's always here, is what's in the next room, because it's always way different. So we've been doing shows every 3-4 months in the next 2 rooms, and it's typically local artists, but we've had some Californians and Coloradans as well come in here. So really like a creative hub for the Southwest. Again, because of the big multi-use space in there, we do a lot of mixer events, a lot of music events and showcases and stuff like that. Recently we've been doing more rock, all ages shows, just to give them like a safe space to do it instead of someone's backyard or somewhere shady. Now that the whole neighborhood has sort of developed around us, it's nice to feel like we're this creative hub, but also there's this whole neighborhood to explore, and there's all this stuff to do as well. It being 20 years, firstly, is amazing that I was around for kind of 10 of those 20 years. Secondly, it's crazy how quickly that 20 years has gone. Thirdly, it's nice to reflect on sort of the overall development of the art scene here and the role that played as a beating heart of that development. More importantly than the historical perspective, I think it's important to reflect on the next 20 years and how integral First Friday is going to be to make Vegas not only somewhere that's attractive for artists to be, but somewhere that they want to be and like the #1 destination to be a working artist here. And I think Vegas really has the potential to be the #1 art city in the country. And I think First Friday has the capability of being at the epicenter of that growth. So I think even though the last 20 years is amazing how far we've come, the next 20 years is going to be even quicker breakneck speed, and hopefully breed and sort of seed a lot of up and coming talent as well, which is the ultimate goal of First Friday and sort of what I'm a living testament to. So the wider you can capture that net, the more you can catch, and I'm excited about what that looks like for sure.